Salutations and welcome to Intro to Communications. I am Christy Thomas, and this is the weekly chat with the dates April 17th through April the 23rd. So this is like week 15 of our course, which means we just have a few weeks left. This is the very last lesson out of our entire course. Please excuse my voice. I'm just now getting my voice back. I lost it at the beginning of the week, and it's been a struggle. My allergies have been insane, so I lose my voice very easily when my allergies hit full force. So please excuse the raspiness. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the very last lesson throughout our entire course, and it's persuasive speaking. So in the module, you will find, as always, a Word document, a PowerPoint presentation, and there's a previously recorded video lesson from my public speaking course that kind of just coincides with public speaking, and it kind of gets into the history of it, because persuasive speaking really evolves from the historical standpoint of public speaking, because of public speaking, because we still follow the same basis line of public speaking today. So with that being said, there's also the link for the assignment, and it's another one of those choose your own adventure. There's like 4 options that you can choose from, and you only have to choose one. So look over and check it out. One of them is you give a persuasive speech yourself. Now, really quick recap of persuasive speeches is that you're wanting your audience to start or stop an action, or you're wanting to align your audience's beliefs, attitudes, values, and or behaviors to coincide with yours or the mission of the speech. So you can give your own persuasive speech. And this persuasive speech can be any kind of persuasive speech. It could be a political speech on why this law should change or why this law shouldn't change, this or that. Or it could also just be who played the best Batman, or why McDonald's is better than Wendy's, or why this certain place has the best pizza. So you don't have to, a lot of times people think persuasive speaking and they think very formal political speeches, and it's not just that. It's commercials and ads also fall under public speaking, which is an option. So one of the options is you create your own you create your own speech, persuasive speech, and you need to be about 2 minutes long, and you can submit that video to Blackboard or email it to me, because I know sometimes technology is crazy. Or you can choose a persuasive speech itself and discuss this speech, and it can be any persuasive speech. So you can discuss, when I say discuss it, you can discuss what the speaker was trying to say, or you can discuss whether you agree with the speaker or don't agree with the speaker. Was it politically motivated? Was it emotionally motivated, or appeals? What kind of tactics did the speaker use to get their message across? Did they use additional presentational aids in giving their speech? Do they give examples? Like, are they tugging at your emotional needs? And this also can kind of coincide, because I also talked about how you can discuss, another option is discussing how commercials or ads are in the realm of public speaking, or not public speaking, but are in the realm of persuasive speaking. So with that, I'm saying, think of those commercials where they're trying to get you to adopt an animal or send money to adopt an animal, and I don't know if they still do, but they used to play Sarah McLachlan's In the Eyes of an Angel. That's an emotional appeal. They're tugging at your heartstrings. And then you also think about it like ads where they're trying to get you to eat someplace, or try this brand, or do this or do that. How do they convey persuasive speaking? Now, if you're choosing a commercial or an ad, kind of pick one out and talk about it. You can talk about how, it's an emotional appeal because of the music, or the stories that they tell, or their scare tactics, like the old, if you think of the commercials from like the 80s and 90s, this is your brain, but this is your brain on drugs, and they show like smacking an egg with like a cast iron skillet, or frying an egg in a pan. That's kind of a scare tactic. So you can discuss that. Or how a lot of ads, you know, think of give a hoot, don't pollute. Only you can prevent forest fires. How are they trying to appeal to their audience? Talk about the appeal that that commercial or ad is presenting to their audience. But again, you only have to choose one commercial or ad for that option. And then the last option I have is choose a speaker. Any public speaker, any person who's gave a public speech. Discuss, were their motivations more positive or negative? And if you're choosing a speaker or a speech or a speaker from the past, from many moons ago, decades ago, whatever the case may be here, you can break down a hindsight kind of, you know. They could be a very charismatic speaker, and that's discussed in the history of public speaking because Aristotle is the granddaddy. Well, Plato and Aristotle. Aristotle was Plato's student, but Aristotle built on the fact that it's not so much what is being said, but it is the moral character of the speaker. So what do I mean by that? There have been many souls in history that obviously were charismatic speakers, and they were able to gain followings. But that doesn't mean what they were saying was morally ethic or for the positive of mankind. If you, in that realm, there's tons of wonderful public speakers that are conveying great messages, you know, give peace a chance, clean up the earth, do all these great things. And then there's some that's not so much. Cult leaders are very charismatic public speakers. That doesn't necessarily mean that their message is of the positive nature, but to their group at that moment it was. That's what I'm saying. So in the now, the speaker could be positive to their directed audience, not to the masses, but to their directed, targeted audience. But in hindsight, it may not have been the most positive message. It may not have been a positive message, period. So that's what I'm talking about. If you speak of someone from a past speaker, you can discuss it in retrospect, hindsight. Like, obviously their message appealed to their target audience then in a positive light, but upon reflection and in retrospect, obviously the message wasn't of a positive nature. Okay, so, or you can discuss how that speaker, you know, is their credibility come into question? Because there's a lot of speakers, think of in the political world, not just presidents or vice presidents, but political leaders or team leaders of certain organizations that talk to us. This is going on. This is what we're going to do. You know, their credibility comes into play. Oh, I should listen to them. They are the military leader. Or I should listen to them because they're a foreign diplomat. They know what's going on. Or this is the utmost scientific person in this area. Credibility. So you can discuss the speaker, you can discuss whether or not it's negative or positive, the message, or you can discuss, does the credibility of this person come into play of their message or when they're speaking? Do they seek emotional appeals? Do they use scare tactics? So again, let's wrap up those 4 options. 1, you can give a persuasive speech yourself. Make it at least 2 minutes, folks. It can be any topic you want whatsoever. So again, it could be political or not so political. Who was the best Doctor Who? Who played the best Superman? Whatever the case may be here, all that falls under. Or the second option is that you pick a speech, a persuasive speech, and discuss, you know, you can discuss the message being said or the tactics being used or emotional appeals or credibility come into play or just the message itself, how it's being presented. Or the third option is you pick a commercial or ad and you just have to pick one and you can discuss how that commercial or ad falls into the realm of persuasive speaking and what's being used. Again, is it emotional appeals? Is there credibility to it? Are they doing scare tactics? Are they giving visual aid? When I say visual aid, like statistics or stories or this or that, or that falls in play. Or, toy commercials and stuff too. They're trying to get you to buy something. How that plays on an emotional appeal of kids. I have to have that toy. Same for adults. I have to have that pizza. Or you can discuss, the last option is just choose a speaker, a speaker who's given a persuasive speech, and discuss the speaker. Did the message come across loud and clear? Was it ambiguous? Did they use, what kind of tactics are they using? Were they using an emotional appeal? Does the credibility come into play? What do you believe in retrospect that the message that they were, what to their audience was positive or negative? Whatever the case may be here. Okay, so that's persuasive speaking, and that's this week's lesson. And then again, this is our final lesson. Next week, which is week 16, you have a PowerPoint assessment due. And it's kind of a wrap up, and it's just taking your information from this entire course. And there's a module that's open for that as well. And you just go into, and there's a document that breaks it down and discusses it. I believe I have a previously recorded video as well, and then the place, a home to turn it in. That will be the assignment for the Persuasive Speak is due the 23rd, Sunday by midnight, as always. The PowerPoint will be due the following Sunday, which I don't know if I'll do a weekly video over that or not, but there will be an announcement. So, but that module is up and open, so you can start looking at that as well. And then I have the finals project module open, and it's just kind of a choose your own adventure. There's several options you can choose from. Now, reminder, if you have maintained an A in my course, you are exempt from the final. If you don't know if you have maintained an A or not, you can shoot me an email. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I've been a little bit slower on returning emails the last few weeks. It's just been chaotic. Like I said, I haven't felt the greatest with my allergies and stuff. My kids were on spring break and also sick. So I've not been as speedy. It's been more like a day or so of me getting back to folks. But rest assured, I will get back to you. Even if it's just a, hey, I will get back to you response. Anyway, folks, if you have any questions or concerns, please get back to me as soon as possible. Please reach out to me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you have an amazing week. Thanks.